Hello and welcome to Lord Fenton Gaming's Don't Panic series. I'm your host Lord Fenton. Today's Don't Panic series, the first one on our list is Baldur's Gate the Enhanced Edition. This is a video guide for newbies and console players. Yes, Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition along with other Beamdog games are coming to the consoles. So I'm giving reason for that too, and also new players in the Baldur's Gate series. Now this is a Dungeons and Dragons game, that's medieval fantasy game. Now, first off, you can become male and female of the game. It only determines your romance in the second game. First one, not so much unless you do the Siege of Dragonspear. Now, second, there are portraits. You get some nice regular ones. Now, the PC version will have customized portraits. However, I don't know if the consoles will. If they do, that's a nice feature too. Now, just pick any one you want on this one right here. I'm just showing you all this real quick. There's some good ones from Baldur's Gate 1, 2, and Siege of Dragonspear, and some new custom ones. Now later on get some dice camera, I think, action from the Beamdog pack. Now let's go over the races real quick. Now for instance, I will say all the races except for humans can multi-class. It means they'll level 2 classes at the same time. Now humans on the other hand can only dual class. For instance, there's a human that's a level 7 fighter, and then they want to become a thief. So all they have to do is become level 8 thief. That's the second class in order to use their previous class abilities. Now, what's nice about humans is they're what do you call it, balanced. That means nothing good or bad about them. And the only thing is that's just a dual class thing, which is good overall. Now, with dual classing, you do need certain stats in the game in order to dual class. For instance, you're probably going to need 16 to 17 strength if you're going to dual class from a rogue to a fighter. So just keep that in mind when you dual class. A little bit more on that when I get to the class section. Now, for instance, another race is the Elves. They have 90% resistance against charm and sleep magic. They can resist most of those. Proficiency in the dark, +1 dex and -1 constitution. Now, half-elves don't have the stat penalties. However, they got a little bit resistance and other factors. Now, dwarves on the other hand is +1 con, -1 dex to charisma. They're very strong too. Now, halflings are short and they're more roguelike. And they have +1 dex, -1 strength, and then gnomes are +1 intelligence, -1 wisdom, and half-orcs are more brutish. So overall, that's what the races are. So I'm pick human for now, just show you all the classes. Now, real quick lowdown, fighters can use almost any weapons or armor, masterize Grandmaster slots, 10 hit point dice. Now, berserkers are like fighters except for they have mini rage, not powerful as a barbarian. Barbarian has more powerful rage, and they have much more hit points, which is very good. Now, wizard slayers hit foes, they can interrupt their spells a lot more often. However, they cannot use any magical items besides weapons and armors. Kenzais cannot use any armor. However, they hit like a ton of bricks and great for dual classing. Now, rangers, on the other hand, like warriors plus fighters, can use bows and arrows, have racial foes, and also have charm animals. Archers are more of the ranger variant of rangers, stalkers are more of the sneaky variant, and beastmasters are more of the animal summoning variants. Now, paladins, on the other hand, are restricted to lawful good, except for blackguards, more on that. However, they can use any weapons and armor, and they only see to 2-slot specialization. They do get lay on hands, which heals that paladin himself or others. Detect evil, senses evil, protection evil, protects against evil. Now, claviers are your demon and dragon hunters. Now, inquisitor are your evil hunters that could dispel and true see, which means you see things that you shouldn't be able to see. Now, undead hunters obviously hunt down the undead. Now, blackguards are the evil paladins. They use drain life. They also poison weapons and such. They're very evil. You want to play that, go ahead and do that. Now, let's talk about the cleric real quick. Now, clerics are your divine casters that can heal, buff, go against undead with great destruction, or use destruction magic. Now, the priests of Talos are your evil caster that does lightning. Helm is like your neutral clerics. Priests of Lanthar are your more like your lawful good variant clerics, also neutral good too. And priests of Tyr are more of the lawful side, which could also get rid of debuffs on your allies. And they get protection against. Now, Tempest, more of your chaotic clerics that could also use the Chaos of Battle, buffs your allies in battle. Now, next up for your druids, like clerics, however, they're more of the nature line in their casting. A little bit more oomph in their damage spells, however they can still heal. They can even summon shambling mounts. They cannot wear metallic armor, and like clerics, they can use blunt weapons. Now your tomatic ones are more your summon spirit animal variants. Shapeshifters more your shapeshifter forms, and your avengers more your caster druids. So yeah, they do more damage there. Now next up is your mage classes. They cannot wear any armor, restricted very few weapons, 1 slot proficiency. However, they can cast arcane spells. They must memorize them though. That means they'll pick and choose wherever they want from there. Now your wild mages have 1 additional spell slots. However, their spell casting is chaotic. Now both of these classes right here are in the intelligence variants, while the clerics and druids are more the wisdom variants, and your fighters are more the strength and then constitution variants. And now there's also specialization in mage classes. You pick 1 specialization you cannot learn from the other school. You pick like for example necro, can't learn illusionist. So let's talk about the thief real quick. They're like your rogues who could disarm traps, lay traps, unlock doors, and detect illusions, and even set traps. They can only use up to studded armor, no shields larger than a buckler, and they can use bladed weapons. They also have backstab, so if they get a foe from behind, they get extra damage modifier. Now your assassins more your backstab variants, which are more deadly. If I remember right, you can only be an evil assassin. Now your bounty hunters more your trap variant rogues, cast deadly traps, including time stop traps. Not in this game, but in the second one. Swashbucklers more your melee variants, and your shadow dancers more your hide variant rogues. Now your rogues need most likely dexterity, if I remember right, for that. Same thing with bards too. Well, charisma with them too. Now bards, they're like rogues, have some rogue abilities. Also, they have their songs. They can wear up to chainmail. Now, if they want to cast arcane spells, no armor. And they're very good that they have high lore, which means they can identify items greatly. Your blades are more your offensive bards. Your jesters are more your chaotic bards. And while your scouts, instead of using bard songs to buff morale and stuff, they buff AC and more combat ready song singers. Great in Icewind Dale, by the way. Decent in this game. Now your sorcerers are like your mages. However, the difference is instead of learning from a spell book, they pick and choose their spells. You gotta pick wisely on this class, otherwise you'll be stuck with spells you don't like. And also, Dragon Discipline are like your sorcerers. However, they get breath attacks, bonus to AC, which is armor class. More on that later on, and they have fewer spells per day, so be careful when you pick this class when you select their spells too. Next up, for your monk class, they're like your fighters, but they're well with their fists. They cannot wear armor, obviously. They can use weapons like a thief class, like bladed and such. However, they're better unarmed. And when you get leveled up more in unarmed, you get their fist becomes plus. At a certain point, they get +1, and I think at 9, +2, and etc. Dark Moon monks are your evil monks, detect illusions. However, they're more offensive, cause blindness, blur, and do damage. Sun Soul monks are your good variant monks. Monks can only be lawful, by the way. Be careful on that. Now, shamans are the new classes they built from Siege of Dragonspear in the Baldur's Gate 1EE. They're like your druids, however, they're spellcasting like their sorcerers. So you gotta pick and choose that. They can also use dances to summon spirit allies to help you out. They're also restricted in alignment. Yeah, you gotta be careful on alignment in this game. So now I'm going to switch back to a Halfling, that's my goal, and show you the alignments real quick. Now I'm going to pick a fighter and thief, since I feel it's awesome, but beforehand I forgot to explain one more class, the Dwarven Defender. The more your defensive classes, however, you only have to be a dwarf to do that. So let's talk about that right now, the alignment. Lawful good means you're a good guy, you follow the rules, follow the laws. Neutral good means you're in the middle of that. You follow some rules, however you do it for good. Chaotic good, you do good things, however you throw the rule book out. Lawful neutral means you're neutral with the law. True neutral means you're neutral with everything. Chaotic neutral means is screw the law, enough to do nor good nor evil. Lawful evil means you bend the rules to your own will that's useful for you. Neutral evil more like mercenaries, like when you get paid, extortion of money. Chaotic evil, well, guess what, folks? You don't care about the rules, and anybody's in your way, you take them out. You're like a big old bully. Now, certain classes are restricted alignment. For instance, Paladins are lawful good only. Druids to true neutral, and also Blackguards, for instance, restricted to evils. I'm picking chaotic good for now. Throw the rulebooks out for my Fire/Thief. Next up is ability points, where you get your stats. You need re-roll them. My advice is look at the total score, and then you can pick and choose which one you want, plus or minus. Unless you're a purist, then you just keep on rolling what you want to get. You can store your rolls for your best results. Since I pick a Fire/Thief, I will go with high strength and high dexterity. 16 to 18 is your ideal goal. If you get 19 dex, for instance, since you're a halfling, you do well. However, with strength, on the other hand, if you're a pure fighter, once you get to 18, you start to roll that 0 through 100. Well, actually 1 through 100. So if you roll double 0 on the 100 side dice, you have 18/0 strength. That's the best in the strength of table, unless you're a orc, and I should say half orc, and then you'll be 19 strength. So keep that in mind. So real quick, strength is more your melee fighters, dexterity more your rogue-like classes like bards and rogues, I should say thieves. Constitution's more for your rangers. They're also great for your fighters too for hit points. Intelligence is great for your arcane casters. Wisdom's great for your divine casters such as clerics and druids. Again, intelligence is also great for your mages and sorcerers. Charisma is great for your paladins, druids, bards, and I think some instances sorcerers, but that's another version of Dungeons & Dragons. So for now, charisma is druid, bards, and paladins. So I'll be back after re-rolling this business. Like I said before, thanks to the Enhanced Edition, you do not have to worry about stats no more. You could modify them. In the old days, you had to roll what you need to roll, and that was it. This game, nope, not no more. So what's great about the Enhanced Edition Baldur's Gate for new players, you get to pick which stats you want to dump, which stats you want to keep. Now next up is your skills. So now since I'm a thief, you could go pick what you want. Now I am going to try to do is get 40 on open locks at least, find traps, move silently, hide in shadows. Pickpocket I'm not going to do much since you do get penalized with reputation and you get caught. Same thing with set traps unless I'm a bounty hunter. So for now I am going to max out find traps to 40. And you get some every levels though when you level up. And also with proficiencies you do get some levels on that too. Since I am picking a fighter thief, my proficiencies is down to 2 because of that. They can only wear leather armor / studded. However, they can use almost any weapons and armor, which is great in the fighter table. Now this works against you if you're a cleric because they use blunt weapons. You're stuck with that, folks. But however, it's up to you all on that. So for now, just pick whatever you want to pick and do some research if you want. My advice is long swords, scimitar's, axes are very good. Same thing as katanas and two-handed swords. Now this next part's optional, where you design your character's looks, really get their colors really. Right here is where you get your colors. You can have their skin, different color skins, their clothing, set them apart from your other party members. Also you can set them apart from if you make multiple parties. Yes, Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition allows you to make multiple characters. So for instance, you have one leader, and then you have 5 other ones you want to pick if you don't like the other ones. Now also next up is optional voice packs. Now some of the voices are very good. They added some from Siege of Dragon's Spear. However, Baldur's Gate 2, if I remember right, you lose some of those voices. And if I do remember right, you do have a chance to change that in the menus, in-game, or when you go to Baldur's Gate 2 or Siege of Dragon's Spear, if you don't like that voice. So I picked the Winnie the Pooh voice for now. So now in this next part is just name your character anything what you want. Yeah, at the time I call him, I think Dexter Quick Fingers. Let me make sure I did remember that. Type in now. Yeah, this character is a Dexter. This halfling's a Dexter, alright. He's very dexterous and he's very quick. He also could fight in a pinch too. Now this is your last chance to look at your character right here. See if you're fine with everything. If not, you got to go back and fix what you want to fix. This is your create party button menu too if you do not like the in-game characters, but your first place you should have those characters. This is also your biography. The PC edition you can write over that. I'm not sure on the PlayStation or any future consoles editions. Now next part's your difficulty. Let me go through it real quick. Story mode is like you're basically invulnerable throughout the game. and you don't die in combat at all. You probably die by trap still. Easy, you can die in combat. However, you have modifiers that keeps you alive more often. Normal, enemies deal 25% less damage. And story mode, easy and normal is max hit points no matter what on the roll. Core rules are like your core rules, like normal damage in Advanced Dungeons and Dragons 2.0 edition. Enemies can do full damage. They can use full spells. And you have to roll in your hit points every time you level up. So save early, save often. That's my advice to you in this game. It's very important. Now, hard mode, they hit 50% more damage. Insane mode, 100% more damage. Legacy of Ball mode. Tycho, that means that's to hit armor. They can land more blows against you. And they do a lot more damage, have a lot more hit points. Double the hit points, if I remember right. That's like a copy from the Heart of Winter mode in Icewind Dale. Still, Legacy of Ball mode should be for professionals only. My advice is to play it on either normal or core rules. You can play on easy too, but please avoid the story mode, folks. So after this, I'll be back in the main game. Now, I didn't want to show you all the main story part. They gave you a little bit of a text with someone speaking very nicely. It should be in your journal. This is what the layout of the UI of the game looks like. Your characters move around. Now, the first part we're going to look at is the map. Beamdog add this area map background thing if you want to check that. It gets a little annoying though, however it tells you your walking space is the blue right there. You can walk where you want. Now the green chaps in the robes are your tutorial guide. My advice is do this whole tutorial thing. You get some nice experience points out of it. Plus you learn the game. If you just go to Gorion right now, you'll miss out. Also, this next section is your journal where your quests are at, and also your journal in case you get more story lore or updates on the story. Now let's go to the inventory screen right now. First, your armor class AC. 10's your base right there you start out with, and there are some modifiers too with dexterity. Since I have a 6 right there, lower is always better, including equipment. Now your fires will have taken full advantage of that. Next, your hit points. You'll start out with base amount of hit points. And since I have a bonus for class hit points of +8, +4 bonus hit points there, now that's to hit armor class 0. For instance, you need to roll 0 through 20 in order to land a hit. Now, same thing with foes too. So if they have a high Tycho number, you can hit them much more often. A lower Tycho number, they get hit less often. Strength modifier and proficiencies do play into that too, so keep that in mind. More proficient with a weapon, more likely to hit, and more likely they'll have if you're high level too with your characters too. So be careful on that. Next, that's also your weapons. They tell you right there too. And this is your screen right here, paper doll. I should say biography screen and stat screen. Right over there is your level. Since we're multi-classing, the experience will be split. Thieves level faster than fighters. Fighters level faster than mages. There's like it'll tell you that in the instruction manual or online. Next, your proficiency. Since I have a base to hit armor class 0 of 20, I need to roll 1 through 20 in order to, in order for foes to hit me. So we gotta be careful on that. There's your attacks per round, so you get 1 per round attack. You get more if you're fired. There's your lore right there. That just tells you how well you can identify items. Now, your reputation in this game is more like how the people perceives you. And if you do more bastard deeds, your reputation goes down more. If you're more of a heroic type, reputation goes up. 0 is the lowest you could get. Shopkeepers can refuse to buy and sell your junk at 0 to 1. While at 20 you get hefty discounts. Now this also plays into party members too real quick. So if you're more of evil line, well, you gotta get your low reputation going. Also right there, I'm showing the screen real quick, I blew by, was the rogue stats. Your trap, disarming and such, your backstabs too, and this is also your save throws, which is like your resistance. You need to roll on your characters when you're out. The game automatically rolls for you, so don't worry about actual rolling. So those are the numbers you want. And then there's your proficiencies there too. And your ability bonuses too right there too. Like to hit, plus damage. What's your dice roll? It automatically rolls to open doors. Weight allowance. Armor class of -4. And right there's your class stats right there next. It tells you your fire and your thief levels. And in your middle, like, there's your stats right there. Next is your combat stats, your skills, like for your rogue or your fighters, and then that's your abilities there too. You can also customize your character or export them out. That's a PC version. It might not be for the PlayStation. It might be. So that's it right there. This is your Mage and Windows. Same thing as your priest scrolls to memorize spells. And this is your menu. You can load, save, and change your options right there. So before I end this video, let me give a few tips why I'm going shopping. Here they are, the tips. This is the most important one. Number one, save often. I do mean save often. If you do not like a choice, well, you can reload your game. This game is perfect for that. Number two, on weapons. Mundane, you want to at least get a spare one because they will break in the game. It's story related. And also on the weapons too, make sure you get magical. For instance, I think ghouls, if I remember, can only be hit by +1 weapons. If you use a mundane weapon, they'll be ineffective. Demons are a +3 weapons, so keep that in mind. Look for weapons with plus on it. For instance, +1 longsword, or longsword +1. Also, go shopping too. That's also important. Do the tutorial. This is important. You get a bunch of experience and a few items that'll help you along the way. And my final advice for party members, if you're a good guy, make sure you're aligned with good and neutral people. Now, if you're evil, do mostly evil people. Now, you're neutral, you could do evil and good. Be careful of reputation, though. 20, if you have 20 rep, evil people will leave you at 19 to 20. While good people will leave, I think, 2 to 0. So keep that in mind. And do every quest you can do in the game. You'll get some nice experience too. And one final advice, just have fun. The story's great and wonderful, and then you get the expansion to do next and Baldur's Gate 2 to do afterwards, which is the best game in the series. Well, this is it for my Don't Panic Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition video. This is Lord Fenton signing off. Please like, comment, and subscribe my channel. Thank you for watching, everyone.